Jackie, 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 Jackie. Jackie, I love you, girl, but on the other hand, this palette. Hey y'all, welcome back to Looks by Naheemah, your go-to channel for fashion and beauty here on YouTube. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a Jackie Aina makeup transformation using her Jackie Aina X Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So if you guys would like to see me transform into a mini Jackie Aina, as well as a review of this super hyped palette, as well as see how I created this eyeshadow look, keep on watching and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Now let's get right into the video. So today I didn't want to just tell you guys my review of the palette. I wanted to show you guys how these shadows actually perform on my eyes, and I think the best way to do that is to look at one of Jackie's tutorials and create the look that she created in her tutorial using her own palette, so that you guys are able to honestly see how the shadows actually perform on someone like my skin tone. Just to keep in mind, I have actually used all the shades in this palette, but I'm going to keep my review till the end of this video so that you guys are able to honestly see for yourself what you think of these shadows, and then I'll let you know what I think. You see what I'm doing there? You know, you guys get me. You see. So the video is titled Jackie Aina X Anastasia Beverly Hills Palette Reveal. So if you guys want to kind of follow along with me, that is the tutorial that I'll be referencing and the look that we're going to be recreating.
That I do the most frequently with my palette. First, I'm just priming my eyes with some Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer from Too Faced.
I find it really interesting that she doesn't use a traditional eyeshadow primer, because that's personally what I usually use. So the first thing that she does is prime her eyes with concealer. So I'm going to use a concealer that is a few shades lighter than my skin tone. I like to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus concealer. It tends to have a really nice consistency for an eyeshadow base, and I'll put that all over my eyes. Now that my eyelids are primed, let's see what she does next.
First color that I'm going to grab is Pinker. This shade right here, you need Pinker for pretty much every neutral pink look you do. Pinks, of course, the obvious. It's called Pinker, you know. Pinker. Supreme pigmentation, and you got color. Really darken it up first by pressing it in, and then I start blending up into my crease. I'm not gonna be stingy. I'm going to go all the way in my inner corner.
So next up, she takes the shade Pinker, which is a matte pink berry shade right here. So I'm gonna take that onto a crease brush. I'm gonna start in the outer corner, just patting it in right here to get most of the pigment there, and then blending it into my crease just like she did. So I'm going to take a little bit more of Pinker to build it up, because I'm not seeing the initial pigmentation that I am going to need. I'm just going to really stipple it into my outer corner. Okay, there we go. We're seeing more pigment that way for sure. And then just blending it and taking it all the way into the inner third of the eye. Okay, so I think that looks really, really nice on this eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that same thing to the other eye, and I'll be right back.
The next color that I'm gonna go into, I'm obsessed with. In the past like 6 months, the looks that you've seen me wearing with this bright orange coppery shade on my lid, it's been this color. Wigglies. Right there. Wigglies, wigglies. Like, she's just, ugh. It has become my new everyday neutral. So Wigglies, I'm going to pop onto my lid.
So I'm going to take this shade Wigglies and pack it onto my eyes. Keep in mind that there is no setting spray. There's no this, that, or the third. And I'm not going to use my finger, because in her video, she used a brush. So I just built up Wigglies on this eye. That did not take much effort. I only dipped into the palette twice to get this pigmentation. Now I'm going to do the same thing onto this eye. Now Wigglies is applied onto both of my eyes. Let's go on to the next step.
Now y'all know how I feel about a dark matte brown. So we're gonna take Credit and blend that in the outer V. I do this on the days where I'm feeling a little bit more like I want to be ready for a business meeting. So I'm taking Credit and I'm blending that in a V shape along the outer V of my eyes, and then I'm gonna work my way up into the crease.
And now I'm gonna go into the deep brown shade, which is Credit. It is the deepest matte shade in the palette, and blend this shade in the outer V of my eyes just like she did. I think this brush is going to be perfect for that function. I like how it looks, but I think I want to go deeper because in hers it looks a lot deeper than that. Okay, so now I think I'm liking how Credit is looking. It's definitely looking a lot more chocolatey, dark brown. Okay, so Credit is on both eyes, and do you guys ever feel like one of your eyes looks better than the other eye? Because I'm seriously feeling that way. Like, I feel like the shimmer looks better on this eye, but then the dark brown looks way better on this eye. So I'm like, I don't know.
The secret sauce is these colors, cute, but in order for me to feel really comfortable with Wiggly's blending in with everything else, you have to take Supreme, which is really not as scary as it looks. It's this color right here, the really bright neon. It looks a little fluorescent on camera, but it's not. So what you do is you would take Supreme, starting in the inner corner.
So what she does next is honestly a little bit shocking, but I have to say smart, because it's not something I would have normally done myself. But hey, we're following a Jackie Aina tutorial, so we gotta do what Jackie Aina does, and we're gonna see how it looks. So now I'm gonna go into this shade Supreme onto a crease brush once more. I'm gonna take this shade onto the inner third of my crease and kind of just blend all these shades in together and make them like married and into like a beautiful concoction. It really did help to blend this whole situation out, because as you guys can see, it looks a little bit harsh on this eye, but now here it looks a lot more softer and more approachable.
Going back to Credit, we're going to ever so lightly stipple that as close to the lash line as you possibly can, because you really don't want this to be the star of the show. The party's up here.
So now I'm going to take the shade Credit, which is the dark brown, and place that onto this nice flat definer brush, stamp in and slightly blend it right on my lower lash line and get it really, really close to my lash line. Y'all, I'm feeling the waterworks. I'm feeling the waterworks. Oh my gosh.
Is I'm gonna take Pinker first, start smoking out that brown, and then on top of that, I'm gonna put Supreme on top of that, like double blend, no, there's something like that. Basically both of the matte pinks.
So just like she said, I'm gonna take the shade Pinker, which is the darker of the pink mattes, and take that on this nice tapered yet dense brush and run that and blend out the brown on the underneath of my lash line. Use the same brush and go into Supreme, just really lightly, and then go over everything on the lower lash line and blend everything together. What I mean. But anyway, so I'm gonna take Credit once more on that flat definer brush and stamp that onto my upper lash line, kind of like doing an eyeliner but with an eyeshadow look, and just putting it really, really close to my lash line.
I'm gonna take a dash of Soleil, the lightest color in the palette, this color right here, and just do a dollop right where it needs to be done. Because would it really be a Jackie Aina look if there was no inner corner highlight? I mean, it could work, but why would we want to force it to? But I really don't want the focus to be my super bright brow bone, so I'm just gonna take a little glimmer of that right where it needs to be done, right underneath the arch of my brow.
Okay, so before I go in with mascara, I'm going to dip my really, really tiny pointer brush into Soleil. excuse me, really lightly into that shade and use that as my inner corner highlight as well as on my brow bone. Then slightly onto the brow bone just underneath the arch, right there. So I'm going to put my mascara on. I use the Big Endearing mascara from Avon. I'll leave a link down below to where you can get this mascara. It is bomb, period, bomb. I don't know if you guys can see underneath my eyes, a little bit of the shimmer shade definitely has fall out, and that's just clear as day, especially on this eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys a nice little trick to get rid of that. Super easy. In order to get rid of this wigglies explosion underneath my eye, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Beauty Bakerie flour powder, pat a flat tapered brush into it. Make sure you don't get too much. And that powder right underneath your eye where the fallout occurred. So since this is a Jackie Aina makeup transformation, I think that it is truly fitting to use her Artist Couture x Jackie Aina collaboration highlighter for this video. So it is a rose gold highlighter, so I think that'll actually work perfectly for this look. And I also don't think I've ever shown it on this channel before, so two birds, one stone, or what? And as always with my loose highlighters, I like to spray my brush to the high points of my face. Blinding already. Then onto the other side as well. As promised, it is now on to review time, and as you guys can see, this is the completed look from the makeup tutorial that I followed from Jackie Aina herself. And all in all, I would say I actually really like this makeup look. At first, I was a little bit skeptical with the not setting my concealer, not using a primer aspects of it, as well as a little bit of the buildup of some of the shadows, and I will get into that in a moment. But all in all, I would say the look ended up turning out really pretty. You guys will be the judge of it for yourself. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I already mentioned, I have actually used every single one of these shades in this palette on my eyes. And that being said, I will have to say that these pigments are on par with all of Anastasia Beverly Hills' previous eyeshadow palettes, at least the ones that I have tried and the ones that I have swatched. So for a $45 eyeshadow palette with 14 colors, I think if you like these shades, it is worth it. It's 100% worth it. The pigmentation is solid. The value is solid. The shimmer and the performance and the blendability is solid. But specific to this palette, I will have to say that I am super impressed with these shimmers specifically. I'm a little bit more impressed with the shimmers than I am the mattes, to be honest. When I was building up a shade like Pinker, it took a lot longer to build up than a shade like Credit. Pinker just happens to be one of those harder pressed matte shades, and these are the kind of matte shades that appear a lot in palettes, and I don't like them. I like a more softer pressed shade, and that's specifically why, like I mentioned before, that Credit has more of fallout. With a softer pressed eyeshadow shade, you're going to get more fallout, but you're probably going to get more pigmentation, at least from ABH shadows, as I have noticed. So I'd much rather have fallout than lack of pigmentation. And from a palette from somebody of a deep skin tone like Jackie Aina, I would have liked Pinker to be able to be a softly pressed eyeshadow shade so that I don't have to worry too much with the build up of the pigmentation. But the other shades do perform really well on the eyes. I understand that black probably wouldn't have went that well with the color scheme of this palette just from, you know, looks alone, but for functionality, for someone like me with a deep skin tone, I enjoy having a black in a palette. My standout shimmers from this palette are definitely the shade Zam. Is so beautiful. It's a beautiful like copper classic gold shade, which I think is definitely a necessity and a staple palette. And I also really love the shade Sponsor, which is that nice blue brown pigment. The light, it is stunning. But hands down, my favorite two shimmers from this palette are definitely Wiggley's, because I do not have a red shimmer like this in any of my other palettes. So this is truly unique and is a shade that I would reach just in this palette for. As well as the shade Dwala's. If you guys want to see a full look at these shades swatch, I'll put up a picture right here. And I believe these were gonna be Jackie's actual swatches that she did, but swatches really just show you the colors. They're not gonna show you how they're gonna perform on the eye. So that's going to be it for this Jackie Aina makeup transformation, as well as a review of her Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, as well as found it interesting and were able to get an idea of whether or not you wanted to pick up this palette for yourself. And if you do plan on actually purchasing this palette, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you don't plan on picking up this palette, also let me know in the comment section down below, because I would love to know your reasons why. If you guys would like to see more videos of me transforming into some of your favorite makeup YouTubers or some of your favorite celebrities, please let me know in the comment section down below. I did do a video kind of similar to this where I did do a Normani Corday makeup tutorial. So if you do want to see me transforming into her, go ahead and click the eye right above and you can check out that video. As always, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and have that bell notification clicked on so you're notified whenever I do upload. Also, be sure to give this video a like if you did enjoy, as well as sharing it with a friend, because that does help me a lot. As always, see you guys next time. Bye!